Alright, just a quick deck profile. Like I say, we're trying to get some more stuff out there, you know, but with Acon coming up, our budget's going to be kind of stuck for a while. A quick Photon deck profile from what I'm currently running, although the 2 debunks that are supposed to be in here hasn't gotten here yet, so the side deck's just got other cards in it. Anyway, we've got the 3 Galaxy Eyes. Yes, a different rarity. I'm working on it. The 3 Photon Thrashers. Now, I may take one of these out for the Honest that you'll see later, but for right now, they're really good. They can get out quick. One of the lifebloods of the deck, the Galaxy Wizard. Why is he lifeblood? He searches the entire deck. 3 Photon Satellites, which I'm still a little iffy about, but they get out some of my quicker XYZs. Galaxy Knight. And get a good grip on it. Which, yet again, he's really good in this build. He searches out a lot of different things. He doesn't really search, but he can summon himself as if he was a level 4. Yes, his attack and defense get cut, but he can also special summon a Galaxy Eyes from the graveyard. The Photon Ceasars, which are arguably the slowest card in this deck because they require the tribute, but most of the time when I get him out, it is usually when I have Photon Sanctuary in my hand, so he gets out very quickly. The Photon Crushers, just because in a few sets from now, we're going to have a card that's going to speed this deck up, and it requires 2 level 4 Photon monsters. And tokens, sadly, don't exactly get the job done. We have the Photon Sanctuary, which, yet again, is more of a lifeblood of this deck, so it allows me to really get things flowing and out quicker. Not saying they're not without their issues, because you can't attribute their tokens either. We have the Accellight, speed, allows me to special summon into a Galaxy Wizard or a Photon Satellite, depending. 2 Galaxy Expeditions, which allow me to search out the Galaxy Knights and the Photon on the Galaxy Eyes. More Reborn support through Gravity 0 or Galaxy 0. Sorry, I mispronounced that. That allows me to reborn stuff, which means running the 2 trade-ins for extra speed help. The Machine Dupes are really for the Photon Satellites. The deck doesn't do too well with the Photon Satellites unless I can get 2 or 3 out at once. So that's why this card really helps. 2 Mystical Space Typhoons. I should be using 3, but I'll explain that shortly. 1 Heavy Storm, 1 Dark Hole, 1 Monster Reborn, the typical staples. Then we have the 2 Calls. The whole debate between Dark Bribe and Solemns, that's really a debate that's hard to get into because everybody has their own personal opinions. I don't seem to worry much about monsters hitting the field, so the bribes do me well to stop some of the spell cards that hit. Yes, there's always a chance I'm going to run into what I just used, or stopped, but it happens. The Etra Deck. 2 Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragons. Neo Galaxy Eye Photon Dragons. Why? This deck can easily get them off, and it does a lot of destruction with it. And I do mean a lot of destruction with it. It does some major damage if I can get it off. The Hieratic Dragon. Its full name, Hieratic Sun Dragon, Overlord, Heliopolis. I can't pronounce it, so you'll correct me, of course. Internet usually does pretty well on that. Why? Yet again, I can pull them off using adds a little more structure to the deck. And if I get anything stuck in my hand, like Photon Ceasar, I can discard him, use it, or like again, to run a lot of Reborn. Same thing, Galaxy Eyes, Strike Bounzer, which is 2 of the targets. Which is a target I can use the Photon Satellites with. Mind you, running it at probably 2 is a bad idea, but I've got future plans for the deck, and right now you could say it's just holding space. 2 Shockmaster. Yet again, Shockmaster is kind of a current staple because its effect, if I can get it good to read on the camera, probably not. Its effect is basically I discard 1 to stop the activation of certain effects. Another one I'm going to really butcher the name of. Constellar Pleiades. This is the other target for the side of Pleiades. This is the other target for the Photon Satellites. With me having to deal more with stuff like Evil Swarm and stuff, I'm going to have to start bouncing back to people's hands. This allows me to do a little bouncing with the Photon Satellites. And this only requires 2 level 5 light monsters. I can easily do that with Photon Satellite. Photon Butterfly. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name.
Palpiton.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. I will screw it up. Basically, yet again, it's one of those cards that can turn the duel, do some extra damage, stuff like that. This guy. Starliege Paladynemo. I probably butchered his name horribly. I've seen this guy really effective. I can negate an attack. I can negate effects. It makes someone's attack 0 for that turn, which really, with a lot of the way this deck works, can do the damage. So I run 2 of him. Yet again, I can easily get 2 of him off. Now, I've been having some issues trying to figure out what the 15th card is. I know what's going to happen next set with it. It's going to become Tachyon, the Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon. But for now, I'm going to try Dyson Spear. I did have it as a draw support card, which is number 12, Luminite. I probably pronounced the number wrong. You know, Luminite. But because Luminite kind of is a level 4, requires 3, I like a Dyson Spear spin. Give me another reason to run the Photon Satellites for now. I could always run Gold Rat too. Now the tokens. The interesting thing about the tokens, I had a Facebook contest to determine which tokens to use, and it came out 50-50. So we got 2 sets of tokens. This one, the really sexy lady in armor, that one kind of came as a bad thing. When I was first making this deck, I couldn't find my token cards, so I used some cards my friend gave me, which was a Japanese trading card thing, but it was for hentai games or H games. So I kind of thought, okay, since that was the original tokens I used, why not make a token card of it? And then I had a contest because I found this one on the internet and it looked more photony. But since they both got the same amount of votes, it works. Although if I ever had to hollow it out, no offense to the fully dressed one that looks like she belongs in a Photon deck, the one with the armor would be much more interested to hollow it out because the way you could design the armors and everything else. I don't have a printer that can make hollowed stuff yet.
And if he ever plays those in tournaments, it'll probably get him shot.
Wouldn't be the first time I've had tokens get me shot. The side deck. The bane in this existence of this deck is it's really hard to narrow down. For more stopping power, I've got the Light and Darkness Dragons. They pretty much can say no for a little bit to most effects and end up helping the deck work really well. Unfortunately, they stopped me from using my own effects, and on top of some of my own effects, it gets weaker and weaker and easier to destroy. And unless I have a Photon Galaxy Eyes in the graveyard, it can come back and do some damage. Orbital 7. Even though I want to run him in my main deck, the problem is he slows everything down because I have to flip him first, and then he brings it back to my hand. And bringing it back to my hand slows it down. Honest. Technically, Honest needs to be in the main deck. I just don't know what to take out for him, besides maybe one Thrasher. But when I put him in the side deck, I was doing an effect of the card called Mind Drain, which is coming out next set. And the biggest problem with Mind Drain is it stops stuff that starts chains. I know Honest and Effect Veiler stops activate chains from the hand. And then I found out today that Special Summoning starts a chain too. So I'm not going to be using that. I'm going to just be using the debunks when they come in. Now, like I said, I went for more of a speed versus power theme, but in case I have to take something out, like the machine dupes and the other stuff to make room for the other things, like the machine dupes and the satellites, I went ahead and tossed in another Accellight and another Galaxy X edition to make up for the speed I would lose. Even though I wouldn't be losing that much, it still makes up for the speed. I've got a Mystical Space Typhoon in there because I usually supposed to run it at 3, but I thought 2 is best because, like I said, focus more on speed because some of the new decks out there, I need to outspeed them. But again, I can take out the machine duplications and put in that and one Call the Haunted, you know, slow it down, give it a little bit more structure and Reborn. Solemn Warning and Solemn Judgment. Those two, yes, I know I'm going to get a lot of people telling me they need to be in the main deck. But they're really life point heavy, and until I run into situations where I'm having to deal with more monsters than just spells and traps, I think they're just best off in the side deck.
Hey, even I'm telling you, you need to put those in the main deck, dude.
And find room.
I'll find room.
Yet again, I think it should be making this deck around 45, not 40.
Well, you can still keep it at 40 and get those in the main deck.
Another card that should probably go in the main deck, Poetry Evacuation Device, but I'm not going to run into situations where I need those as much, although a free bounce back is a free bounce back. 2 Torrential Tributes, yet again, I know these should be in the main deck, they're straight destruction, but we're going the pure speed route, I just don't have room for them. And a Call the Haunted. Why? Like I said, take out the machine dupes, put in 1 Call, 1 Mystical Space Typhoon, and go and put in, like, say, the 2 Orbital 7s and Honest in place of the machine dupes and all that, or in place of the satellites, and it works. Now, I know what you're saying flat out. Evil's Room is going to destroy this, and yeah, that's why I'm trying to make it fast and hit hard. But with about 2 minutes left to explain everything this deck does, I think I'm running out of time. So I just want to show it off, show you what I'm working on, show you that not even though we don't record stuff, we're still working on stuff. Alright, that's about it. And yeah, you may get some duels later, you might not get some for a while. I've got to find ways to get everything recorded and stuff taken care of. And unfortunately, I've got a really demanding job right now. So, we'll see what we can start getting this channel back up to speed.